This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen RD over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Alright, I know it's been a while, mostly because we're now in the stage I've been dreading, trying to deal with my blinking light circuit. Now, based off some experience I had with the original Odysseus conversion, I came up with a trick to do a single flashing circuit that requires 0 timing chips. The trick lies in that little guy right there. This is a blinking LED. It's got the resistor wire soldered in, and now it's running to, oh shoot, I just realized that, now I'll worry about it when I actually place them in the ship. But the yellow one is a blinker, the green is a steady, the red is a steady, until I do this. The trick here is going to be doing this, having you guys be able to see it. I'm going to set the camera down for a second. All 3 are blinking at roughly the same rate. Actually, it looks more to be a cyclical rate. But my cockeyed experiment actually worked, for which I am very happy. Okay, here we are back in what passes for my electronics lab, better known as the bathroom, I'll freely admit, but it's safer than working on my workbench with the very hot soldering iron. Here's where we're sitting at this point. I've gone in, I should have brought a pointer. Old toothbrush will work. I've gone in, I've installed the shuttle bay with epoxy. I've also gone in and connected its power, or rather its lights, to the rest of where it needs to be connected. At a slight change of plan, I went in the 2 yellow lights, can't really tell from up here. The 2 yellow lights I decided I want to make part of the flashing circuit. So, just a sec here. Apologize for being out of focus, but I've only got 2 hands, and one of them's got to hold the camera. Alright, now, can't really tell. You might be able to. Give me just a sec to kill the lights. Alright, you can make out red. Where is it? Very faint over here is the green, and the yellow in the front. You can also see from underneath here, and if I flip this up, that the LEDs for the yellow are flashing with the rest of them. I have also, don't know how well it's showing up there, actually it's showing up there pretty well, gone in and strung, let me get the lights back on here, whoop! I've also gone in and started stringing fiber optic into the running light holes on each of the flashing lights. What I'll do, basically I did this so I don't have to do a set of separate lights for the upper lights. What I'll do is I'll run the other half of the fibers up into the primary hull lights, trim off the excess, and as you can see I've used some Elmer's glue to hold the fibers into place. But that's where we're sitting at the moment. Okay, at this point I've done the last bit of soldering I need to do in the main hull. We're back here in the lab. The lab. I guess that beats calling it the lab. What I've done at this point, if I can get my battery to work right, there we go. Okay, at this point I've tied in both the circuit for the main LEDs as well as, you can just make out the little glare of red underneath there for the aero-wing bay lights. At this point, all the wiring is basically done for the saucer. I do need to go in and tidy up some of these connections with some electrical tape. And then I also need to go in, as you can see there, and deal with some tremendous light leak. Now, what I may do is take advantage of that to simulate the interior, help simulate the interior of the bay, and put something either clear or translucent in there. We'll play that one by ear. Okay, apologize for the shaking hands, but I still haven't put the camera back on the tripod yet. This, hopefully, will be the last look at the inside of the saucer hull of the Odysseus. You can see, I've gone in with electrical tape since I don't use shrink tube, and tied off all the exposed wiring. Had to go back in and redo a couple of joints, notably this one here and this one here. That may look bad, but I think that big blob is going to be the only thing that keeps it stuck to the tape. I have also, as you can see by the lovely blue coloring here, gone in and filled the gap around the aeroshuttle bay so that we don't have any light leak. Filled it with my good friend Abe's Epoxy Sculpt. As you can see, looking at it from underneath, going right into the lights, no light leak. Still got some detail painting I want to do in there, but I'll wait till I've got some of the rest of the ship detailed first. With any luck, the next time you see this saucer, it'll have the top half on. Okay. No, folks, we are not in the electrical lab, whatever you want to call it. We're back to the bench. Because I have one of the biggest updates of the build so far. I have a assembled primary hull. I still need to go in and do some seam work where some of the light is going to leak out. But, and get my battery over here, we'll test those lights for you. On the bottom it's not quite so impressive. Mostly you get to see the LEDs in the aeroshuttle bay. I've still got some detail work I want to do in there. Now, let's flip her back over. Make sure we're in the view here. I'm going to come over here, turn out the light for a second. Turn on some indirect lighting so we can still see the ship, but see what we're really trying to show off, which would be how those lights are looking. I don't know about you, but to me, looks like I got just the right amount of light in there. I'm very happy, especially considering some of these circuits had to be soldered 2 or 3 times. I never claimed to be an electrician. which is good because I'd have been lying. Let me get the regular light turned back on here. Alright, now I still have the rest of the RCS thruster pieces to put into place. As I mentioned, I've still got the seam filling to do. My running light fiber optics are working, although let me tell you, it was a pain to string them in from underneath, but I did get them all strung. I'm going to leave them loose like this, probably put some glue on them to hold them in place, and then we'll go in. I'm going to leave them sticking out until I get paint on it, but after a lot of delays, I've got some significant progress, and I'm happy to see it.